Hello and welcome back. I am Conan Librarian with Conan's EDC, Easy Dad Carry, and today I'm going to be doing a knife dump as well as finally getting my hands on the Crispy Donut Community Hanson Sprinkle Edition. I am super excited. Let's take a look. So, first off, when I say knife dump, this is like another one or two videos where I mention series I'm going to be doing where I'm taking a look at stuff that I got while I was on vacation. I came back to a bunch of stuff. And one of the things I'm most excited about are actually these two Crispy Donut Community Hanson knives. I've been waiting for these to drop for a while. I missed the initial drop, and so when these came available, just very excited to be able to take a look at this. Now, when I say knife dump, though, I picked up a few things while either I ordered them before vacation, it was on vacation, but I got a few things in the mail. So we're going to start with, well, not actually knives, but at least some sprinkles. These are the Flytanium sprinkle dice that came to Blade HQ here recently. I was very excited to pick these up, being a obviously fan of the sprinkle motif, but being a big D&D and tabletop game player, I was very excited to get my hands on these. I'm really happy these are actually the same size as standard dice. So this one might be a little small, but these are just as big, if not as big as standard Monopoly dice, which is nice because I was concerned they'd be tiny little dice. I do like that it comes with the little swag here. I like that Flytanium logo. That's pretty neat. Little, obviously, sprinkles on there, and the ones are donuts, which is just kind of cool. I don't know if they're still on the site, but you can get a set of either just pink or the pink and blue. So, very excited to have a bunch of these dice, honestly, just because as a Dungeons & Dragons player, I collect dice. I have a ridiculous number of dice, but anyone who plays will probably tell you that no matter how many dice you have, it's never enough. So, up next are a couple knives. This guy, little OTF, I always put a little band. I have another one of these. You probably recognize this little guy. Well, I picked up a black one too just because I actually ordered these at the same time. That one just came in weeks and weeks beforehand. Just because maybe having something a little less conspicuous isn't too bad of an idea. Just a fun little package and letter opener. And because I've been playing more with these OTFs, I really wanted a full-size OTF. So I was very excited to find this. This is, in fact, a very convincing knockoff of the Microtech Bounty Hunter. So this is, in fact, not a $300 OTF. This is a $35, maybe $45 knockoff from AliExpress. But it has the Mandalorian symbol. It has the serial number. This says it's 10 of 2017. This is, in fact, like I said, absolutely not the real deal. Now, it is D2 steel, however sturdy it may be, or whatever heat treatment it might have, is pretty questionable. But what I will say is that it feels solid, it sounds good, it feels really good. It's actually pretty close to the original. I was kind of impressed. Now the box again, you can see Microtech. I want to say actual Microtech has a dash in there. Again, pretty convincing. I did like that it came with this little carrying pouch, little belt loop there. It also actually comes with the little tool to take off these screws as well. So, this was, because it was on sale, it was the same price as other OTF blades, full size, on the site. So I thought, why not get something fun, get something a little different, a little neat. These might still be available. I don't know if this specific style is available, But definitely looking forward to just having this around. I would never EDC an actual OTF, especially something this big. A lot of times I carry one of these little guys around, but it's tiny, it's non-threatening, and you really can't, where I'm at in the Midwest, you're probably not going to get in trouble with something like this. But this guy coming in at about 3.25 and being automatic spring, this is not something I'm going to carry around a whole lot, but it is definitely fun to have. All right. So what I am most excited about, though, are in fact, I'm going to clear some space here. These. So Crispy Donut Community, it's two guys who started their own company and have been doing some really neat stuff. And this Hanson blade just dropped recently after or during the blade show. Let me check what it was. Yeah, at the 2023 Blade Show. So I'd been waiting for these because I had missed the initial drop. So I ordered both of them. One to get the sprinkles. One, honestly, is kind of a work beater because I don't really like carrying around this guy just because it's fun, it's cool. But the coating on it is pretty easy to get scratched, and there's no good way to treat that. And something like this is pretty tough to find. And while the Elementum is a great blade, it's not the exact style that I want to have all day. I really personally like a thumb stud. So the first time I saw this, I absolutely fell in love. Now I ordered the blades. I also ordered a little CDC sneaker patch. Since I've been playing with some pouches with some Velcro on them. I really like that. Maybe I'd just even sew it on something, but I thought that was pretty cool. Now, each of these did come with a sticker, which is neat. Now, I'm going to pop one of these open. One of them I already opened and I've been playing with, and this is this guy. Now, the Hanson itself, D2 steel, which I'm a big fan of. I like D2 steel because being a tool steel, it's tough, it's rugged, and it's really meant to use and work with. The handles, G10, the hardware is black. And I really like this Hanson sticker, this holographic sticker that comes with it. And this. So this is the Hanson in the blue sprinkle. Now these guys are 2.9 inches long, which again is something I really like because 3 inches about the biggest legal carry in a lot of places. So having something where I'm not worried about carrying it, especially if I'm traveling. I go out to Virginia a lot, and their knife laws can be a little finicky. So this black coating on it, this hollow grind actually comes up, and if you can see the curvature, this tip actually gets nice and thick again, whereas the rest of the blade is kind of thin. It gets a lot thicker out here at the tip. I just absolutely immediately, when I saw this initially, was excited, and now actually getting hands on it. The grip is great. I like how narrow it is because, you know, a lot of blades just feel chunky. Even compared to the Elementum, it's a much thinner blade. So I really like just the feel of it, the look of it. The clip itself, so I opened this guy and I've been playing with it a little bit. The clip has really good tension without feeling too tight. It is a reversible, and you can see it's super flat in there. What I really appreciate about this is on the other side, instead of just being a place where a clip would go if you want to reverse it, is a little plate that you can actually switch sides on to keep it flush, which that's a small detail, but that's a really smart detail in order to, you know, keep that actually feeling good. Especially because this is a full 4-finger grip. For being a 3-inch blade, I really like that it is 4-finger. And the natural curvature of it and holding it feels really good on the jimping up here. It's nice big kind of jimping instead of, that's weird to say, instead of really tight. It has a really good feel to it, so you can really feel good indexing it. So the whole curvature of it, the handling of it, feels good. And as much as I've been really excited to have this, like I said, I wanted something that, well, was still sprinkles that I can still carry around easily and not worry about beating it up. And that's where D2 comes in. That's where having both a flipper, which I really like, as well as a thumb stud, I really like. Now, one thing, if you are getting your hands on this blade, where the thumb stud is a little tight on the body, so it's not something you're going to push up on and flick out. It's something you really do have to press out more. But honestly, the more I've played with it, the better it's begun to feel. Initially, it's a little tight out of the box, needs a little working, and this one I actually even loosened the screw, the bearing screw, just slightly to give it a little better, give it a little easier pop. So yeah, this I'm just super excited and happy to have something like this because it is it's toned down, which as much as I like the sprinkles, I do like having something that can be that's a little more toned down too. That really can also go with other loadouts. Not that I'm really one to care too much about matching loadouts per se. I know I have a whole table of sprinkles here, but this is going to look good whatever flashlight I'm carrying or whatever, loadout that I have. This is still a good flat color. I actually do really like the sprinkles in here. It's a G10 handle and it feels really grippy, which is nice. There's a lot of G10 out there that just feels like plastic. It's got a really good texture, and actually the sprinkles in that, the sprinkle indents, actually give it even more grip, which again is really nice because it feels, well, not just feels, because it's a thinner blade, having really good grip. I don't feel like, even though it's thinner or smaller in the handle, like it's too small in the hand, because no matter what I'm gripping it by or how I'm gripping it, I feel like I have a solid grasp. So I'm just super excited about that. And then, like I said, this one I got because also I want to have something that I could really go with anything, whether I want to match or just because also I really like the look of just that flat blue. This guy is the one I am most excited about. Now, what was cool, I ordered the sneaker patch. This one, the actual sprinkle edition, the pink and blue, came with a baggie of stickers, which is pretty cool. Nom Nom, CDC, EDC, Essentials. I really like that UFO. U.S. Donut Enforcement Sprinkle Task Force. Oh, that's really cool too. It's tough to read, and I don't know how well it'll pick up on camera, but all of these stickers are just absolutely very cool. I know they've worked with some really cool makers. I mean, check these guys out for all I have to say about the knives themselves. Just their other stuff is just super cool, and I've been really looking forward to getting my hands on CDC stuff, not just because obviously I'm a sprinkles guy, but because their stuff is fun and it's cool and it's high quality and I mean, you can say art, but I will say whatever you want to call it, it's just cool and it's very approachable without being overdone, if that makes sense. And what I really like is that they haven't hopped onto the sprinkle thing just as, well, now we're sprinkles because everything else is. It's because there's a history, because it's a style, and they do something different with it instead of boom, sprinkles, buy our stuff. Plus, I mean, that's their whole company. Like I said, look up their history, look these guys up. They're just absolutely great guys. So this is the same, the blade steel D2 G10 handles, black hardware. And this is just the information. The warranty itself is actually really good. If you want to pause it, you can take a look. Not very well, though. Maybe. My light is just washing this out. Tell you what, I've been on vacation, so I'm kind of out of the swing of it, so don't give me a hard time. This. There we go. Oh, man, that looks really good. All I've literally done, I I opened the box to give it a peek to see what else was inside, but that just looks super good. Now, even against the regular blue Hanson, I'm just making a mess. There we go. Against the regular blue Hanson, you could tell how much they really kind of stand out from each other. As far as the thickness, so it looks like, and it might be hard to tell here, head to head though, the pink and blue may be literally just a hair thicker, but really negligible. There's no way you can really tell. You can see looking at them both, because they're thin, the way these blades fit down, absolutely perfectly centered. It's just how it's built on the scales themselves. And that looks really good. The black in there, you can see a little bit of grease, which is nice. The D2 stamping. I like the black pocket clip. Again, just so smart on this knife to have that little plate here to keep it flush. So that way, if you do flip the pocket clip, it's still flush, not indented. That just looks really good and feels really good. You know, I said I'm going to keep this guy. This will be my work beater Hanson. But at the same time, I mean, the feel of this blade is that it is tough and it is thick. I mean, that's a really beefy spine on this. I wonder, let me look up the dimensions. So that is, let me see here, 3 millimeters. That's pretty thick. And again, you can see with that hollow grind, see if the light catches this right, how it curves up to be thicker at the point again. So it really feels like when you're using this, you're actually able to put more work into the tip without being worried about it snapping or breaking. You know, if we compare it to something like this, the Civivi Mini Praxis has been one of my favorite carries, actually for a long time. You can see how much thicker this blade is compared to that Mini Praxis, and you can see even from the top the way that tip stays super thick. Whereas the Praxis, you know, if I'm digging into something, if I'm really doing something, this tip absolutely comes to a great point, but feels like any tip for most blades that's obviously a breaking or bending or chipping point. Whereas on the Hanson, because it comes out more, having this nice thick wedge right here at the end just makes this a work knife, which I really appreciate about this. You know, as much as I love my Sprinkle Elementum, excuse me, it's not really a work knife. It's a cool knife, and I love it, but it's not something I'm going to, say, take to work with me in an automotive parts department where I'm actually cutting boxes and bags all day, where I'm digging grime out of sometimes car parts themselves, or really actually using this blade to do actual work during the day, not just open Amazon packages, but open and break down boxes, bags, and sometimes car parts themselves, whether it's rubber or it's grime or it's plastic or nylon. A lot of zip ties at work too. This I am not worried about taking to a zip tie. So yeah, that I mean, like I said, I've been super excited. I've been looking forward to this knife, and now that I actually have my hands on it, absolutely does not disappoint. Check out Krispy Kreme or Crispy Donut Community. Check out their knives. They have a lot of other really great blades. This is just the style I was really looking forward to because it's 3-inch. It's D2 steel. It has a thumb stud. It has a flipper. It has a really nice deep carry pocket clip. I mean, CDC, it's like you guys made this knife knowing that's exactly what I wanted, because this is, to me, the EDC knife that I've been looking for. So, yeah, hop online, check out CDC on YouTube, their Instagram, their site, everything. Check it out. And as always, thank you for spending your time with me And stay safe, be prepared, and have a delicious day.